Good morning, beautiful souls. We are on live at Instagram for our One Deep Breath with Alex, Katava, and I. So, good morning, beautiful Alex. Super excited to have you on here, beautiful lady. I love our Fridays together. It's one of my favorite things that I get excited to go to bed on Thursday night because I know that I get to wake up and chat to you and just chat through what's been coming up.
Hello.
Hi, beauty. How are ya?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Yeah, really well. It's been really like full on with energy, and I was just like sitting in a nice little meditation there before, and I was like, what is coming up this week? And I feel like the word that keeps coming back is like chaos. I don't know how your week has been, but it's felt very intense.
My week has been good, and I've been like, I feel like I'm kind of calm and in control in terms of like all my business related stuff that I've had going on and balancing that with personal life, but my environment begs to differ. My mom came up into my room today, and she does, like, we don't like normally spend that much time together, and she's just like, why is there stuff everywhere? And I had like piles of clothes, piles of books, open packages. I was just like, I'm gonna get to it. So I feel like I'm at the part of my week, and like I have to do a closet cleanup, just like things like that, to just like create more space. So that's kind of the vibe that I am dealing with this week.
That's so funny because it's like, with anything, like, when I say chaos or whatever it is, it's like there's this equal and opposite reaction to everything that we do. So it's like, everything in other parts of your life are like going really well, and then it just cracks me up to hear that, because sometimes we're not even aware of it, like until your mum walks up and you're like, wow, like it's actually really out of control at the moment. But it's cool that you've got your personality, because you're able to kind of navigate through that. And like, I will get to it. It just might not have been a priority at this stage. So it sounds like business and all life stuff as well has been a real priority this week, and that's really fitting with the moon cycle and where we're at. And if everybody is familiar with moon cycles, and when we're in tune as females with the moon, that's when like the estrogen and the testosterone starts to rise. So it's a really good time to be doing all of the, like, it's actually good doing time, if I was to sum it up.
And yeah, wasn't there just an eclipse the other day as well?
There was, yeah.
So I'm sure that it's just like amplifying everything that's been going on lately.
Totally.
As well.
Yeah, I love seeing it as it's just a monthly check-in, really, of like, what is coming up at this time that I'm needing to stare straight in the face with the lights on, essentially. And I think that has highlighted like the letter C. It's where it's at today. It's like I literally had like 10 C letters just come into my head of like things that I want to talk to you about. So I might smash some of them out and then see which ones kind of resonate with you. Good morning, Dylan. He's also from Canada. So I've got a lot of Canadian people that come on, but the C's that have been coming up for me are chaos. And then when I was thinking this morning of the things that kind of can be more in like a chaotic scene in terms of like mental chaos, is like when people get complacent. What was it? It was like complacent, convenient, and something else. But then there was another list in my hectic head that was like actually the positive side of that, where it was like what we need when there's lots of chaos is like this chance to step into commitment, courage, capabilities, which leads to more confidence. So either end of the spectrum, when we're not feeling confident, like there's some play in what's happening in our life as to why that's happening. So yeah, I don't know if anything there resonated with you, like, because I was just kind of thinking in terms of like chaos and confidence, and when it knocks our confidence, how we respond from there.
Yeah, for sure. I completely agree with you on that. And I think that when like our confidence is feeling low, it generally is in times where something in our life is a little bit out of balance or more chaotic. And this could be anything from like us taking care of ourselves, like in terms of like moving our bodies and eating well, to our relationships, to our physical environments, and just like anything in between, and even just like mental stuff. Like if you are struggling with more stress or just like lots of hectic events going on in your life, that definitely does take a hit to your confidence in some way, shape, or form. I personally, like, I've struggled with confidence in the context of like overcoming anxiety and depression, but like having low self-esteem was never like one of my kind of core issues that I struggled with growing up. So I can't relate to like on that extreme level, but definitely in terms of getting back on track. Um, Another C word is coming up. It's just like taking back control of the things that you can control.
Yes,
and so like in my case this week, it's I've gotten like my like life and business and like social calendar like all good, but my room looks like a bomb went off in it. So I've been slowly like taking steps to just like get back and clean out my closet and get stuff ready to give away, and put like open my packages, like deal with like all that like garbage and recycling and stuff, and just like getting things back to where they should be, to just like create more space for like creativity and freedom and flow to come in, and just like inviting that in is something that is super important, like at least for me, because I find that like I can go and just like be really in the zone, and I live in a constant state of like kind of organized chaos, but it gets to the point after a while where it's just like stuff, like just being surrounded by stuff all the time does affect you mentally as well, and it's just like draining and exhausting. So just like even clearing house, doing that load of laundry, or washing the dishes that are piling up in the sink, or like wiping down your bathroom, simple things like that can just like create momentum to get back on track. And one thing that I love about this is it's just like something so simple and so actionable, where it's like you can come up with like a million excuses to do it, but when push comes to shove, you either do it or you don't. And when you do it, it'll create momentum to get back into whatever it is that you are struggling with. And like in the case of like health and fitness, because I know a lot of people that I follow struggle with that as well. It could be simply as just like getting your butt moving for 10 or 15 minutes, or it could be planning like one healthy meal or breakfast for the week kind of thing, and just taking baby steps is I don't know, I think that's the easiest way to get back to a place of just kind of overall feeling confident and in control of your day-to-day life, and like feeling ready to move forward into that space.
Absolutely. You hit the nail on the head with so many points there, and so many C words as well. All I was just thinking was like cleaning out your closet, clutter from cleaning, like just contrasts, and but also being able to take the parts of your life that you really are able to control. So I don't feel like, there's so many external things that we're at the influence of if we're not aware, and it can really take over our control in any moment if we give it that level of power. So this is where, when Alex is talking about things like wipe down the benches, we did a big clean out here, we seem to do it around the same time every month. It must be an intuitive thing. I get that sense of wanting to clean around every time of the month. It's like a surge of energy, but it's also like, even if your room's not that messy or business isn't that bad, get in the habit of doing something on a regular routine, whether it's a little bit daily or maybe it's one big clean a month, but do it anyway. Like our house didn't look that bad, but it was so nice to just wipe over the benches, do a big vacuum, pick up the rug, like do it a little bit more deep cleanly, like a little bit more intentional and like intensive too, because like you said, when you clear stuff out, it then creates space for like all of this beautiful creativity that can flow in, which is really fitting with the new moon, you know, it's that time of going a little bit more introspective. So it's like, make it fun for yourself. Like, what can you get done today that you don't have to do next week? Because there's going to be things that you have to do every day, in terms of just living and life in general, cooking, cleaning up after yourself a little bit, and business stuff or work or partners or relationships or whatever you know is in your daily routine. But what can you almost automate that you don't have to take too much mental power out of your like day or month, but it's like you actually get the reward after it to chill. Another C word, chill.
Embracing all the C words today. I love it. Yeah, and like I love that you touched on just like making things automatic and just like trying to make routines and habits out of things. And like if cleaning isn't your thing, just like set a timer for 10 minutes, blast your favorite music, and like have a dance party or just sing along while you do it. Just do things to make it fun. So like you're being productive, but you're also like enjoying yourself, and multitasking, at least in that regard, I completely am on board with. And in terms of like stacking things like chores, just like doing things to make your life, why does my phone keep blacking out? Doing things to make your life like simpler makes all the difference for me, because that when I like really do need to sit down and focus on things that do require more brain power or are more important, I am able to do that and give them my full attention.
Absolutely. I love that you always bring it back to like bringing the fun into it, or like the shortness of it, which I guess as well as what all of these talks that we have are. It's like having these simple actionable steps, like choose your favorite song, choose your favorite podcast, blast it, put your ears in while you're doing it. Like I remember, might have been maybe a month or so ago, because the three of us here, my sister and her partner, we're all so on the same page with everything. It's like, yes, let's just like go and clean. And then we just like blasting like Another One Bites the Dust, and she's like making a TikTok. I'm just like vacuuming, like just going like hardcore, but it just makes it hilarious, and you still get things done. And then at the end of it, you're like, I kind of look forward to the next time that we get to do that. So instead of thinking, I have to do that, how can you view things as like, wow, I get to do that today. Like I get to clean my house. How many people don't even have, you know, the basic necessities of shelter? Like if we can step into this moment of like, I get to do this. Like I think of that when I go and work at the cafe. Like I had this moment of like, oh, I'm going to write a book one day, and I'm going to call it like, I get to take out the bins, because it's these simple things in life that if we can choose to say like, I get to do that, then it makes that process so much more beautiful, and you can actually just like kind of lean into it, as opposed to like push and pull and then engage in drama or negative talk around it. And I'm all about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's such an amazing point too. And what I love about like changing, like it's that simple, like just quick mindset shift from I have to I get to.
Yeah.
But even just like consciously reminding yourself to do things like that, and just like the way you talk to yourself, it does help rebuild that confidence and create more balance in your day-to-day life, on top of obviously like getting through the stuff you physically have to deal with as well. So that like I love that you tied the mental aspect into it too, because that's so important. And a lot of the times like I put off cleaning because I don't find it fun, quite frankly, which is why I will like wait until my room looks like a bomb went off in it. But when I do it, I make sure that I'm like, okay, yeah, like I'll do this once, I'll get it over with, I'm having a great time. And it is not really, in the scheme of things, all that bad. And I'm just like, I'm so grateful that I have the luxury of being able to have the freedom to like give myself the time and space to like make something so menial so enjoyable, because that's not always the case. And even if you are fortunate enough to live like and have a house and like live in the first world and all that stuff, like we all have different struggles, right? So it's just like coming back to, okay, like if this is the worst that's going to happen to me today, I'm okay with that. 100%. And obviously like different things happen for different people in their lives, but like just this coming back to the simple things and making them fun and making them automatic helps just like give you a little bit of lift in those times that things do all happen to get more challenging, because we're all human. We all go through waves of stuff. Sometimes things are good, sometimes not so much. But that is something that really just helps keep me grounded as well.
I just love these chats, Alex. I'm just going to say, I was just sitting like before I jumped on here, and I was so grateful of like how we came into contact. And I just want to also mention here that Dylan said it's like it's happening for you, not to you. And 100%, I love that. And we say that a lot as well. And it's just such a beautiful gift to look at life that way. But yeah, I just wanted to say how grateful I actually am for you, Alex, turning up every Friday, us having this friendship and commitment of like, it's a non-negotiable for me now. So like, regardless of how much sleep I get the night before, it's like, I still get excited to show up, to bring a topic to the table and speak real talk with you about it, not just like a concept. It's like, how does that actually apply to your life? And how can we use this topic to then move forward and execute with this like knowledge and everything that we've been speaking about here? So yeah, just wanted to say like, I love you heaps, and I just love these chats.
I love them too, and I'm so grateful that we were able to connect in this way. And like, I love this part of my Thursday evening, and it's so much fun, and it's so refreshing to be able to talk about things like from a real perspective rather than it being like all social media and idolized and stuff, because I'm pretty much like no nonsense in that regard, and I feel like to a certain extent you are as well. It's like, if I can't do it and I can't do it in like 10 minutes or less, it's not going to happen. So what can we do to make that happen and help other people do the same thing?
Well, we're both busy.
Because they all have like lives to live and like stuff going on, so it's like, why make things harder than they have to be?
Exactly. And like making, again, like such a great point. It's making the time. It's making the commitment to begin with. Like, in my head, I'm committed to this. If someone said, oh, are you free at this time? Like, no, I have my chat with Alex. Like, that is the first step to getting to where you want to go. It's like making the commitment that you want the change. Like, all I'm thinking is like CCC. But no, it's like, it's that first step of like, how committed to you are you, like to your success or to your change? Because I can get excited for you, but that's not going to do anything. It has to be enough of an influence in your life to go, right, like I am doing this. I am dead set committed. I don't care what people say. I don't care what I'm even saying about myself. I'm doing it, even if I feel crazy or it doesn't feel comfortable. It's making that commitment to show up, and then stepping into the courage, which then allows you to gain capabilities and step into your confidence. So I'm going to pass the ball over to you to just give some C steps. Like, if we could sum up what we spoke about, I guess, in like 3 points. People think of like things in 1, 2, 3, many. So I'm going to keep it to 3. I'm going to challenge you here on the spot of what are 3 actionable steps or like formula points with the C word that you will give as an actionable step to our viewers and listeners.
Okay, I don't know that I can use any more C words, so I fail you on that one. But I think the first step is to decide what it is you like really want, like where you're lacking in your life and where you're sort of like out of alignment, like not confident. And then pick one simple thing to get you back on track in that area and commit to it, and just do it consistently and keep doing it. Make it a priority in your calendar. If that's telling a friend, getting it on your Google Cal, whatever it might be, just show up and keep showing up until it becomes a habit. Because like Lauren was saying, it takes time and consistency and discipline to make things really stick and make them like salient in your personal experience. But honestly, it's a little bit tough at first, and I'm sure you don't necessarily enjoy waking up at 5 a.m. every day, but you made the commitment to do it, and it probably feels like second nature at this point because you've just been so consistent with it. So it's just like having the discipline to get over that initial hurdle was going to create more flow, ease, confidence, and invite more space for creativity in your everyday life.
I love that. So actually, I did hear 3 C words in there: clarity, commitment, and then like confidence or creativity, if we're to tier it in that way. So it's like, I love that you said, because that was coming up for me too, get clear of what you want. If you don't know what you want, you don't really know what you're asking for, and you're really open to everyone's suggestions or influence. And then it's like, once you know what you want, commit to it. Like, I'm not talking about like, oh, I tried that, like 2 minutes later, didn't work. It's like, commit, like really go in with it. Even if it's like a 5-day commitment, a 7-day commitment. I challenge you to a 30-day commitment. I've challenged Dylan here, who's showing up on Fulfillment Forever, to a 30-day live of just like, commit to it, like commit to yourself here. And then 3 is like, get creative in the ways that you share that with people. Get creative in yourself. If you are like really out of your comfort zone, maybe doing something, it's like, get creative in the ways that you can play on feeling anxious going live, or like use that to your advantage. Like, hey guys, this is my first live, I'm feeling super awkward and weird. And it's like, people fall in love with what you get passionate about. So it's like, find what brings you joy in the sense of creativity. For me, it's definitely in my part of it that is in my yoga practice, but I love being creative when I cook and when I sing and when I talk to people. So it's like, communication is such a huge one for me. So it's like, for Alex, like, you can dub in here with what brings you creativity, or what lights you up when you're creative.
Yeah, so I love like cooking and baking and getting creative in that regard. Also, like decor and plants and all that stuff are just such an inspiration for me as well. And then just like you, similar to your yoga practice thing, just like getting my body moving and doing that consistently and getting out in nature as well are the things that really inspire my creativity.
Beautiful. We might wrap it up there, beautiful folks. And that's such an Aussie word. As soon as I said it, I was like, I think I'd rather type folks than say it. It just sounds so Aussie. Oh,
I've been watching a lot of like vlogs and stuff, and a lot of them happen to be like Australian from like Queensland and stuff, and just like the slang keeps cracking me up.
It's like friends with so many people from overseas, and they just crack up at like how we speak, because it's so different to any other language. Like, we literally just make up words, and it's like, oh, it'll be like footy, or like everything ends in a like AZ or AY, or like barely use our mouth for anything. It's like a funny, lazy language, but then you can also get super creative with it. So yeah, it's cool.
It's so entertaining. I will say that.
Oh, take care, beautiful Alex. Have a really lovely evening.
Too.
Have a great Friday and weekend for all of whatever is to come, beautiful lady. And I look forward to our Fridays. I'm like, can we just do this every day? Come on now.
Actually, before you hop off, this sparked an idea for me in terms of just like creating clarity. Like, how about we do a live on like goal setting soon?
Yes.
And just like getting really specific about that, because I feel like that's where a lot of people struggle.
I would love that 100%. Goal setting would be incredible. So if we want to do that as our Friday ones or a separate run, just let me know what day works for you, and we can do like another little 25-minute burst of actually going through the process and doing it with them. So it's not like we're just dictating to them. It's like, no, we're doing ours as well.
Yeah, I think that would be perfect, especially moving into June next week. It's the perfect time to just hit reset.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll chat after. But
cool. Sounds good. I'll message you, girl. And love you heaps. Have an awesome evening.
Love you too. Enjoy your Friday, girl.
Bye.
Bye.